Which jet should I get? When it comes to buying a jet, there are 2 pain points that every single buyer is going to come across. Number 1, choosing the right jet, the right make and model. Falcon, Gulfstream, Cirrus. Number 2, actually acquiring that jet. There's no jets left on the market. And the biggest mistake that you can make is not surrounding yourself with a team of people dedicated to your success. By surrounding yourself with the right team, you can make sure that not only do you find the right jet and acquire it, but you're going to do so without wasting time or losing money. The question is, who belongs on your power team? A few years back, I had the opportunity to work with a gentleman by the name of Gaston trying to find a Phenom 100. In fact, you can check out his happy testimonial right here. What was interesting about Gaston is that he needed a jet to expand his business, and he was going to be exporting it from the United States to Mexico. But what really stood out about Gaston is that when he came to buy a jet, he came with his whole team. He had lawyers, he had mechanics, he had pilots. That's only a few of the people that you're going to need. And so not only was he already zeroed in on the right aircraft because him and his team have discussed it, but when things needed to get done, there was a team of people ready to take action. There are 7 people that you need on your power team when it comes time to buy a jet. Number 1, your partner or your spouse. Who are the decision makers when it comes to buying this jet? This is important because while you're going to be expanding your team, you and your partner or your spouse or whoever it is, maybe it is just you, are going to be the decision makers. You're going to take everybody's input, but you are the one who pulls the trigger. You are the one who at the end of the day has to be satisfied with that decision. And you just want to make sure that if there's anyone else in your life that's going to be impacted by this, that you want them on your team. I've had buyers that we've come to the table, we found the right aircraft, we're about ready to make an offer on it, and then all of a sudden, he introduces a partner that he never told me about. Now, to be fair, that's my fault because I didn't ask the right questions earlier on in the conversation. The partner came in and just started talking about a completely different airframe. Needless to say, it was months later until we actually found the right jet. The second person you're going to need on your team is your pilot. Of course, since your pilot is the one that's going to be flying the aircraft, you want him involved. You want him involved in the make and model because you want to make sure he's type rated in it or he's comfortable getting type rated in the jet. You want to make sure that he's comfortable with the pedigree, with the maintenance history. He is the one in charge when it comes to the operations of the aircraft. So your pilot being on board is really important. Now, let's say you don't have a pilot. That's perfectly fine. You're going to want to talk to pilots so that they can give you their insight from a pilot's perspective. Some things you need to take in consideration, things it does well, things it doesn't do well, etc. Number 3, let's talk about a mechanic. You're going to need someone to work on the aircraft. And so you don't want to go after a citation when your local mechanic is specializing in Gulfstreams. So you want to make sure your mechanic is comfortable with the aircraft that you're looking at. And that's really important because he's also going to be involved in the pre-buy process. Check out this video over here to learn more about pre-buy and maintenance. Now, I appreciate you checking out this video. Before I continue, I want you to go to theultimatejetguide.com where I've put together a full guide for jet buyers like yourself. Number 4, an aircraft management or charter company. When it comes to the organization of your aircraft, hiring pilots, making sure the maintenance is getting done at the right time, just taking care of the aircraft in general, where it's parked and who's maintaining it, an aircraft management company is an invaluable resource. And so you want to make sure that you're working with someone in the beginning so that they can guide you and so that you don't come to the end of the process and all of a sudden there's some things that pop up that you weren't aware of. If you're going to be putting it on a charter certificate, let's make sure the charter company is involved as well. You want to make sure that you're getting a jet that they regularly use. So again, if they're always running Gulfstreams and you want to buy a Phenom 100, it might not be the right fit. So either you got to find a new charter company or you're going to have to change your jet, but you don't want to find that out as you're about to make an offer on a certain jet. Number 5, an aviation attorney. Aviation attorneys or aviation accountants are super important people to have in your corner because we're going to be negotiating terms and conditions for the transaction, for the purchase. You're going to want to be aware of tax implications for the purchase. So having an aviation attorney, an aviation accountant is going to be really important on your team as well. Number 6, let's talk about an insurance agent. Aviation insurance is kind of an interesting topic. You should check out this video over here for a more in-depth review, but basically you find an insurance agent and there's only a few carriers that actually write policies for private jets. And so you want to find an agent that you know, like, and trust, because you can't go shopping for different insurance agents like you can for car or home insurance. Once one agent puts your information into the system to all the carriers, that's pretty much it. So you're not going to get any better rates by shopping around. It's basically whoever you start with first. So make sure you interview an insurance agent, find someone you know, like, and trust, and have them handle your insurance needs. Now, before I get to the 7th person you need on your power team, I want you to just take a second, click that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it, for more videos like this to help you in your buying or selling journey. Last but not least, let's talk about the jet broker. Of course, Tom, you want me to hire you, don't you? Yes, but at the same time, what does a jet broker bring to the table? Well, first and foremost, when it comes to finding the right aircraft, we're going to have access to jets that most people don't have access to. But not only that, the most important thing about a jet broker is finding someone that you know, that you like, that you trust. When it comes to a jet broker, what they're able to do is they're able to walk with you through this entire process. They are the masters of the chaos. They are the managers of the chaos. When a hole gets shot into the side of the airplane during the pre-buy, when an unauthorized individual hops the fence and tries to fly off with your aircraft, when a cloud is discovered on the title at the last moment. Yes, these are all things that have happened to me. You want someone experienced to help make sure that the transaction goes through. You want someone in your corner. And not only that, but as I mentioned Gaston earlier, one of the things that I had to do as a broker was to coordinate all the team members. I had to work with the pilots, the mechanics, the lawyers, the partners, and you don't have time for that. You're just here to buy a jet. So let someone else carry that load and make sure that the entire transaction gets across the finish line so that you can just enjoy that jet life that you've been dreaming about this entire time. So now you have your power team, but what you don't have are the exact steps from making an offer to closing. And if you don't understand those, then your power team won't make a difference because you're going to be completely lost. So if you want that roadmap from offer all the way through to closing, watch this video over here and I'll see you on the next slide.